Recording in progress.
Hi, John Bile here from Go for Sport, and welcome to this presentation on choosing life and over 40 great gopher activities. Let me just share my screen for a moment here, and then we'll get rolling. Here we go. All right, so choosing life and 40 plus great gopher activities. Just a reminder, we have just one presentation with 40 great activities, but every Tuesday and Thursday on Twitter and Instagram at Canada Go for Sport, I'll post another activity. So if you'd like to get 2 new activities each week, then please sign up at Twitter or Instagram at Canada Go for Sport. So it's really about choosing abundant life. And I know COVID-19 has been a challenge for that for many of us. But, hats off to all the great teachers that have done some innovative things to help students remain physically active and mentally well during this time. I've had I've gone through this COVID experience as well as everybody. But in July of 2020, I was doing some videos and I collapsed, woke up in the hospital, and the attendant there asked me if my heart stopped, what do we do? And I'm going like, whoa, I'm in a bit of trouble here. I said, I'm choosing life, so please revive me. What had happened was that my lungs had filled with blood clots. The blood clots came because of cancerous left kidney. A month later, my left kidney was removed and really saved my life that way. In the spring of 2021, had really excruciating back pain resulting from a vertebrae that was taken over by cancer, and they were afraid that I might get paralyzed if it wasn't treated, so they irradiated it and reduced the cancer there. In May, my liver was shutting down, but they began immunotherapy treatments, and after 2 treatments, my liver had normalized again. So I'm in this battle with cancer, but going well so far, and choosing life in the whole process. Gopher's journey during this COVID experience has been a little challenging as well. Obviously, we have not been able to get to as many conferences in person. Schools are choosing different ways to equip their students for physical activity, and so Gopher has worked hard at trying to meet the needs of teachers and has continued to develop innovative and high quality games. PHE Canada's response to the pandemic was to produce some guidelines. Many of you will have probably seen that. This was produced in May 26, 2020. And some of the key things about it is to include more individual pursuits, dance, alternative environments, land-based activities, exercise without equipment, fitness, mindfulness, gymnastics, and target games. And we'll explore a number of those during this presentation. In-school learning, encouraging students to be 2 meters apart, having small-sided games, which again is just really good teaching. Incorporate hand washing and hand washing stations, as we're sharing equipment and using outdoor spaces and parks as much as possible. Equipment sharing, try kicking the ball more often than handing the ball. However, I think the evidence is really becoming clear that the transmission is primarily through the air. And so I've taken some liberties here to have players share equipment, but still trying to be somewhat distant apart. Obviously, follow your school policies regarding masks, and many times masks could also be incorporated into the activity. So we're going to start with warm-ups. Then we're going to move some sending and receiving activities. We'll go through a series of teaching games for understanding with target, net, wall, striking, and invasion games. So let's begin with some warm-up activities. What I've done is I've taken activities that many people have looked at either on my social media accounts or on my website. So the first kind of warm-up game is called Topple 3 Up. And this has 1.8 million views on Pinterest. You might want to use masks in this activity as players do get a little closer together. And the activity uses these innovative topple tubes that Gopher has, with yellow on one side, blue on the other. You could also use plastic cups, but these topple tubes are just really wonderful for this. So the objective of this activity is for one player to get 3 up to their color. So let's take a look at this one. Here we go.
So here the contest is. They're trying to get 3 their color. And they're getting close. Oh, almost. Oh, so, oh, you got, yeah, we got a winner. We got a winner.
All right. Oops, it just tipped over there, but you get the idea. The next activity had fewer viewers. It's called Topple 4 Up, and it could have also been done with the 4 cups or 4 topple tubes. Just another little note about the slideshow that I'm going through. Each slide has a title. Below it is the link to where you get a full description of the activity. And the entire slideshow will be on my website, Canada Go for Sport. And then you go to workshops, and then you'll find the slideshow at that place. So Topple 4 Up, again, is getting 4 up, but dribbling in between topple tubes. Again, this could have been done with 4, trying to get 3 up, but we're just adding the dribbling component to this.
So they gotta get the topple tubes up. They're trying to get 4. And we got, whoa, we got 3 blues. Oh! Oh, we got 1, 2, 3, 3. Oh, and she lost her ball, and oh, no, we're still going, we're still going. Oh, we got 4 yellows. Yeah, we had 4 yellows there.
A little bit fussy, but we got 4 yellows. Another fun warm-up here is a circle tag, rolling with the big Gopher ball. It's at like 1.8 thousand views on YouTube.
At least you enough room for the ball to go. Let's just try this. Just pass the ball around the circle.
And he's swinging it.
All right. Okay, let's have a breakfast. Okay, good. So we're going to tag you. So you go inside the. We're going to try to tag her with the ball.
Nice. Yeah.
All right.
I like that.
You can change directions.
You're gonna really ruin it.
Okay, where you go?
Can we change directions?
Yes. Yeah. Go. Can we surfer? Can we have the ball?
Yeah.
And they got her. Actually, later on, when I thought about that game, one of the challenges is that the ball, especially for you smaller players, the ball might knock the runner over. So probably a safer way to do this is to tag the big ball. So in this case, over 1,000 views, same activity, but the player that is in between the 2 circles is trying to tag the ball.
So here the runner is trying to tag the ball, and they're trying to move the ball, and she's trying to get it, and she's switching directions, and she's almost got it there, and she's switching directions. Oh, she got it.
A nice activity is very simple to do, involves a little bit of numeracy, is even and odd wall sit and run. So basically, even players sit against the wall, odd players stand facing them, and depending on the number, one player will sit against the wall, the other will run.
All right, here's this little number thing. They're doing a wall sit, and is the even person doing a wall sit? Odd person is facing. They both throw out a number. If it adds up to even, then the even person goes for a run and the other person does a wall sit. If it's odd, the other person goes for a run.
Just a really neat activity that I developed once I call it Extropoly. Basically, it's a big square like a Monopoly game. Each of these little poly spots has an activity on it. You could use these poly spots, or you could create your own on paper and then laminate them. Each player has a dice. They roll the dice, and if they throw a 5, they would go 1, 2, 3, 4. They would go to this spot. And there's a preset number of times that we would do at each spot. So we might say do the exercise 4 times or 10 times or 3 times, whatever it would be. Each time you get around, you pick up a marker, and after a set time, the winner would be the one who has the most markers.
Playing Extropoly here. They start at the beginning. They roll a dice at each station. They do the activity a specified number of times. We're using the number 4. When they go by go, they pick up a marker, and we'll see which player can get the most markers.
There's lots of warm-up activities with ladders, hands, and feet, and Go for Sport has about a dozen or so different kinds of ladders to choose from. Also, on my website, there's about 40 or 50 different ladder challenges that you can find there as well. This particular one is just ladder, hands, and feet going sideways, and I'm with power push-ups or just walking. Lots of great tag games. This one's got 1,500 views. This is tag squat. Basically, a player gets tagged, they do squats. It's try to, with pool noodles, tag players. Players that are tagged can be released to join the game when they're tagged by another non-it player. Pool noodles are great for physical distancing activities, and they're also safer when playing tag games. This one here, we're playing penguin lobster tag. Go for Sport's got these lobster claws, kind of like from a broken hula hoop with foam on the end, but their Go for Sport is a much more durable version of this. And taggers try to surround the player with their claws. We're doing a penguin walk, which everybody's got a beanbag in between their knees and walking, although this person is doing more of a kangaroo jumps, 2-foot jumps as they're moving around.
So this is penguin lobster tag. Everybody has a beanbag between their knees to be as penguins, and then the lobster claws are there to tag. If somebody gets caught by the lobster, they become the new it.
Four corner introductions. This is just kind of a little, just a nice introductory kind of game if people don't know each other yet. They would do 3 jumps for the rock, paper, scissors, and then face each other with the show. If you think about this as like kind of the 4 corners being like a baseball diamond with home plate here, and then first and second and third and back home. Players try to get around the circle as many times as they can. If they win, they move to the next base. If they lose, they just stay where they are and play somebody else.
So RPS intros, they shake hands, know who they are. If they win, they move to the next one. If they lose, they just stay until somebody else comes. So we just got the 4 corners of the room. Away they go. This is done in a gym, but could easily be done in a classroom as well.
And of course, you can use different locomotor patterns to have this work as well. Another way to do that same activity is a barnyard balance plate. So when they get around the four bases, so to speak, and again, you could do a team version or individual version. They would pick up a food item and try to be the first to get a balanced plate with all the different food groups as part of their plate. In this case, we only had 6 people, and so we just did it back and forth. We didn't do a square.
3, 2, 1, go! All right, away you go. You can anybody. You can pick anybody.
Here's
So
the
a little
food.
rock, paper, scissors.
There's their plate.
If they win, they come to this side. They wait for somebody else to join them, and they play. If they lose, they stay where they are. If they win, they go back. If you go back, they get a food group. They try to get the food groups onto their plate and continue on. If this was
Another kind of just a fun sort of warm-up activity is doing tic-tac-toe in a push-up position, and we're not using a grid here, although it needs to always be in a 3x3 grid. You can't have go to 4.
all right, so go ahead. These guys are playing a no grid tic-tac-toe while in a push-up position. Okay, there we go. Now it's always stay 3x3, but it can move because there's no actual grid.
Let's see where he goes.
And red wins.
Oh, and red wins. Oh, sorry. Oops. Sorry about that. Ice Age warm-up. So this is another locomotor activity. Again, you can use different locomotor patterns to have players moving different ways around the space. There are a number of people with pool noodles that are trying to tag players that then are in a frozen position. Frozen players can be thawed by receiving a ball that is tossed around. If the player with a noodle tags a player with the ball, that ball is removed, and the players that are try to freeze.
So speed walking, people with the pool noodles are trying to tag people. Once they do, they are icicles. The balls can thaw people. Once the ball is passed to someone, that will thaw them. But if the person gets tagged with the ball, that eliminates one ball. When both balls are on somebody's possession and frozen, the ice age kicks in.
And obviously you could use more pool noodles to have more people being and more balls to keep people safer. Tic-tac-toe can be done like just getting 3 in a row. You can also do 4 in a row, and you can also do like double 4 in a row, where you need to get 2 times 4 in a row. We're doing this activity as a kind of a warm-up. Just one person is yellow, one person is blue. All these topple tubes stay laid down. Again, you could use plastic cups for this as well. And they try to get a double 4 in a row.
Here we're going for double 4 in a row. And they're just flipping them and just jogging back. If you had a few more people on a team, then you could have a little bit of a break. So we're getting there. Once they're all up, you can flip the other person's topple tube to make it work for you. There's one blues. You can flip one back if you want. Whoa, just in time. Oh, and he's got it. He's got it.
Oh, I'm sorry again.
He's got 2.
So there's a number of warm-up challenge activities. So let's go to some sending and receiving challenges. This first one is partner Omnican 2-ball pass. Again, on my website, you'll get about 30 different Bozu ball challenges. So you can go there and look it up on the homepage. Here they are. Players are balanced on the 2 Bozu balls. 1 ball goes underneath and 1 ball stays on top.
All right, standing on the Bozu balls, we're keeping the red ball low each time and the other ball high each time, keeping nice balance. So because they're tossing 1 ball high, 1 ball low, they're working both tossing and catching while maintaining balance. All right, standing.
And again, you could use different balls for that as well. To make it even more challenging, how about setting to self and then setting to a partner while standing on a Bozu ball.
All right, standing on a Bozu ball and just setting to self. And now we're just passing it back and forth while staying on the Bozu ball.
Pretty challenging. Grid pass soccer is a great sending receiving game, but also a really great game to set up an invasion game. In invasion games, especially if you were moving down the field or court with 3 players, we wouldn't want one player to be open, the other player to be standing in, having a defender in between them. So players always need to go to give the person with the ball 2 opportunities to pass it. And so this is with soccer, and they'll be passing it to each other. The same activity here is more of a warm-up is with the stability balls. In this particular case, one player doesn't quite always get to give the ball carrier 2 options, and you'll see how that makes it more difficult for the ball. It always gives the ball carrier 2 positions. This is a post I posted recently. It's got 3.3 million views on 3.3 thousand views, sorry, on YouTube. And that's opposite. So the player tosses the ball to different players in the circle, says bump, and the player needs to set. Or it says set, and the player needs to do bump. So it's just doing the opposite.
Bump. Nice. Set. Set. Bump.
And then this could be a 6-square bump or a set or either one. And again, 1.6 thousand views. And basically played like 2-square and a 4-square rather, trying to get to the king or queen spot. And if the ball lands in your court or you hit it out, you would switch to the bottom, and then everybody else would move up 1 each time, trying to get to the king or queen spot. One spot and he would move up. Circle past the same player and run. I would begin this activity with an odd number of players, 5 or 7 or 9. The first time through, I would just have the players toss it, and you toss it to the player 2 players from you. And you just keep, and then if you had 5 players, it'll come back to you again, and then you would pass it to that same player again. Once you've successfully done that, then once you've made the pass, you would run around the circle and get ready to receive the pass again from the person that you would normally receive it, and you would pass it again to that player that used to be 2 players from you. very strenuous and challenging activity. Juggling, sending receiving activity here with 3 stability balls, and makes it pretty challenging because they're heavy and you got to be moving. You could also do it with other balls like basketballs or volleyballs as well. So
There they go, juggling 3 stability balls. Really well done. We'll show you how this works in 1 sec. So we start with 1 ball, and it just has to go really high and then kind of go straight down to your partner. So nice and high, straight down to your partner. So what we'll do now is one person throws it high, the other person steps forward and tosses it underneath. So toss, step forward, and toss it. Perfect. And now we're back to 3 balls. Just make sure it's all nice and high, and it's going, and it's going, and it becomes quite a good workout.
And you get the idea. Let's go to our Teaching Games for Understanding series, and this is some target games. The first one is Kick Bar. It's had like 2,500 views on YouTube. Again, Gopher has these innovative products where you got the 9 poles, balls are kicked, go underneath over this little lip, and the chains hold them in place. So much the same as disc golf. I've done it here. I did it on the pavement. That was a mistake because the ball just keeps rolling. Would have been better in grass. But you just use natural objects. In this case, we're using the telephone pole as the target. So a little bit of kick bar. So like disc golf, they're trying to hit that last post there. Oops, I'm sorry. Anyways, they try to hit that last post, and then they would go from there to the next one. And there we go. Okay, hula hoop horseshoe race. Pretty popular one on my YouTube channel, 6.7 thousand views. Basically just rolling the hula hoops and trying to get a ringer around the pylon and then coming back and doing the same for the
You're on.
Yeah, we're playing a game, Cowboy.
All right, they're playing.
Y'all good.
All right, Andy.
There we go. They're playing horseshoes, but with hula hoops. He's pretty close, not a ringer. Closer yet, and not quite a ringer. And no, it's not quite a ringer.
So you get that idea. Then I did a little takeoff, even though it's got only 250 views on YouTube, but I like this one better actually. It's a hula hoop horseshoe race. So we don't wait for the other player. We just simply roll the hula hoop, the 2 hula hoops. When we roll them, we go down, grab them, count how many ringers we have, and go back. Target might be 5 or 10 or 20 ringers to win this game. I taped this before COVID, so I had them both start at the same place. With COVID activities, I would have one person start at one end, one person start at the other end, so they're not further distance from each other, and they're also not touching each other's equipment. So it's a hula hoop horseshoe race, and basically you take your hula hoops, roll them, try to get it over there. Each one that you get over top is a point. There you go, 1 point. 1-1. Yeah. So you can see there they attached each other's equipment. So an effective way to reduce that would be to have them start at different ends. A mobile goal end line. So this basically this goal on wheels. Each team has their own set of balls. They try to throw them from half into the target. This player has to stay in the back of the court. Players can run onto to pass center to retrieve their balls. They have to throw the center line.
Okay, this is mobile goal. Person with the basket can't go in front of the white line and can't go behind the red line here. The teams that are throwing have to throw from their half. They can go across anywhere in the space to retrieve a ball, but they have to go back behind the white line, the center line, to score. And looks like there's only a few balls left. There's a blue. There's one more blue, and I think blue's got it.
All right, way to go. Some different net games too are just very innovative and also I think generally COVID safe, even though they're touching the equipment. The first one with 3,000 views on YouTube is Team Launch Light. So basically using Gopher's mini parachutes. You could also use a beach towel with 2 people and having a light ball initially, playing volleyball with these parachutes and light
Team
ball.
launch using the light ball initially, passing it to each team, passing it over. Then we'll go to the heavier ball.
Ooh, got it.
Team.
So the same activity here, except we're using a much heavier ball, which makes it more difficult. More strenuous.
Team launch.
Sorry, let me try that again. Come on. Oh, there we went. Okay, so team launch heavy, here we go. All right, let's try this again.
Team launch with the big ball. 3 people to a parachute, and away it goes. They can't walk with it, so they got to pass it up to their team. They can pass it to their team, and they can hit it over.
And you get the idea. Fit toss, another innovative Gopher game here. It's a heavier ball. It's like a soft medicine ball. We would just use the attack line as the back line and toss it 3 times on your own side of the net before tossing it over. Great warm-up.
Fit toss. So 3 per side, and it's got to go over. 2, 3, and over. And 3, and over. We're playing the attack line as the back line. Great.
Smashing volleyball is just a strenuous little, strenuous and active game. Basically, you need to smash the ball in between the 2 courts, and it's a good activity to have players know how to rotate. Sometimes in volleyball, players are like, "Where do I rotate?" And in this one, once you smash the ball, the team runs back behind the line, then rotates 1 position, and gets ready to receive the ball.
Smashing volleyball, step 3. Smash, pass 3 times. Now they need to rotate.
Oh, they dropped it. They dropped it. All right, visually impaired volleyball. 219,000 views on my YouTube channel. One of the more popular activities. But basically, thinking about positioning oneself on defense to receive the ball, judging by where the ball is going from the other side. Okay, they couldn't quite return it. Volleybound is a really fun spin-off on volleyball, but using these rebounders and a light ball to play regular volleyball.
This game of volleybound, the leader throws the ball in, and then we bounce the balls using the bouncers.
Oh, didn't quite get there. Nitro Ball is a really popular activity, also on YouTube with 20,000 views. It's a great game. Basically played like volleyball and tennis, except the ball must land on the floor before it's passed again or touched by another player.
Nitro ball, kind of like volleyball and tennis. The main difference is that the ball needs to bounce every time before somebody can hit it. So every time it bounces the floor before somebody can hit it.
And they got it. It's a great game. Another net activity is both combining things like badminton and a ladder. So in this case, this player is doing lunges in each rung and striking the bird against the wall. For these little delays here. A lot of different options with ladders that can be used for different TGFU series. Let's go to a couple of striking fielding games. First one is just played indoor cricket. I wouldn't use the cricket ball, even the smaller ones for indoors, which is pretty hard. I would just use like a foam ball, and you could also use like 3 topple tubes at each end, or 3 pins instead of the wickets. The bats are just used for scoring.
So playing cricket here, but they're using the foam ball instead of the cricket ball as a little safer. One of the key things is for the hitters to keep the ball down to avoid a fly ball.
And then another variation of that same one is cricket kick-it, where we would just simply kick the ball. So actually, again, this was in a pre-COVID environment, but if it was totally COVID, I would maybe not have them throw the ball, but just everything is done with the feet. So they would kick the ball towards the wickets. The batter would kick the ball to space. The fielders would kick the ball to each other to try to bring it back to the wicket.
Okay, this is kickball cricket. So we're kicking it, and they're running, and they're both safe as long as their paddles are touching.
Just have them kick it all each time. Probably my favorite gopher activity is Diamond Dash, which is basically 2 teams playing baseball. So one team is here having home, first, second, and third, and then home. And the other team has home, first, second, and third. After each batter, the teams switch offense and defense. Runners stay at their base, can participate, but they have to stay on their base. So here we go.
Okay, we got kind of baseball dash going. So they got runners on second and third. And now the other team bats and the other team is fielders. So we keep flipping from fielding to hitting. Oh, fly ball, he's out. Now the other team hits.
So we keep flipping back and forth. You can make it really crazy by having 4 teams. If you have your home, first, second, third, and home, the next team would be on the first team's first, home, second, third, fourth, and so on. So you could actually have 4 different games going. We're going to do some invasion games here. Synchro ball, nearly 3,000 views and more. But basically, these ABS pipes with handles on them, playing kind of like foosball.
Bring the popular game of foosball to life with Gopher's Action Synchro Ball. Teams of 6 work together to synchronize their movements and score in this life-size version of foosball. Players hold onto custom ABS poles with handles and move laterally in a designated zone to block, kick, and pass the oversized soccer ball. Keep your entire class engaged by adding players as barriers around the perimeter to keep the ball in play. Throw the second ball into play to increase the action and scoring opportunities.
So a really fun variation there as well. And then another one is ricochet ball, played like ultimate. So you pass it, pass it, pass it. If you drop it or incomplete pass, the other team gets the ball. But there's one player at each end that has a rebounder, and players try to throw the ball to their rebounder, who then tries to rebound it into the goal. So here's the rebounder. And he's trying to rebound it into the goal. Didn't quite succeed. But here's the rebounder again, and didn't quite succeed. Yuki ball is just another really fun invasion game. We only have a few people on the court at a time, but if a player gets hit by a little foam snowball, they go to the back of the line, the next player comes in, so there's a constant rotation. Players protect themselves by hiding behind these goals, and they're each team trying to get the other team's flag. Oh, I'm sorry.
Here they're playing Yuki ball. Each team is trying to grab the flag on the opposing team. 5 players are on the court. If they get hit, they go off and a new player goes back on. Like a giant snowball fight.
Dragon tail dunk here is each side players has a long dragon tail. They're trying to get, they're trying to get to the large mobile goal here and trying to dunk a ball. It's passed like ultimate. If you misplay it, then the other team gets the ball. But also if you're holding the ball and your tail gets pulled, the other team gets the ball as well. Once you cross center to receive the ball, if your tail gets removed, you got to pick up your tail, get back to your side, and continue play. So just a really fun. On the ground, other team's ball. Oh, it's still there. All right, so that's a look at a number of games here. If you're looking for more games, you can go to my website, Canada Go for Sport. There's over 700 games linked to 350 different videos. You can see them all here. At the bottom, you got your agility ladder, stability balls, and BOSU balls as well. The TGFU series, physical literacy series, and also leadership, numeracy, nutrition, combatives, and field day games. On my YouTube channel, there's over 500 videos. You can subscribe at this link. And again, broken down like COVID safe activities, your TGFU series, locomotor series, some fun activities like rock, paper, scissors, combatives, tag, and so on. Games using specific equipment like the stability balls or BOSU balls, and a little bit about me at the end there. On Pinterest, it's broken down similarly with 24 different boards. There's over 800 pins. You can follow me there as well. On social media, Twitter and Instagram, every Tuesday and Thursday, sometimes other days I post. You can follow me at Canada Go for Sport. And I'd love to hear from you. So please feel free to email me at johnbile50@gmail.com if you have any questions. Gopher's been an amazing partner in this conference. And when you choose Gopher, you'll always receive every product back by an unconditional 100% satisfaction guarantee. Not a lifetime guarantee, but if you're not satisfied with the length or quality of the equipment, simply give us a call and we'll make it right. Lots of innovative equipment that you won't find anywhere else and really great customer service. Gopher, we also have free phys ed tools to help you succeed. We've got a physical education blog, express podcasts. We have huddles from time to time and the PE universe. So if you want to get started with any of these things, please go to blog.goforsport.com/free resources to access these free places to get great ideas. So thanks again for all the people, the great people like yourselves that are attending these conferences and helping students choose abundant life in what they're doing, abundant physical and abundant mental life through physical activity. And also thanks to Go for Sport for their innovative products. Again, you can download these slides at my website. Once you go there, click on workshops on the top of the page and then go down to the bottom of the page for the PowerPoint or PowerPoints that you wish to upload. So thanks again for joining me in this session. And I wish you abundant living in your own life as you live it out and share it with others.